Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome to the 7th episode of the Progressive Talk official sponsored by NIC Karachi. This is me Imran Ahmed Shah.
And this is me, Manu Shamsi.
Today we have with us an amazing guest. We have with us Sharik Wakar. Sharik, welcome to TPT.
Thank you so much. Allah ka shukr, Allah ka shukr.
Sharik, before we get into everything, can you please walk us through your journey? कैसा रहा सफ़र अभी तक? कहाँ से शुरू हुआ? अब कैसा जा रहा है?
सफ़र अभी फ़िलहाल तो अमेरिका से शुरू हुआ, बट इफ़ यू पाकिस्तान में ख़त्म हुआ, लेकिन शुरुआत पाकिस्तान में हुई थी ऑब्वियसली. It's been a long journey, obviously, a long academic journey, a long professional journey from a corporate standpoint. शुरुआत obviously मुश्किल होती है हर एक के लिए, but with time obviously and with the resources that you have in hand, you tend to learn and you tend to find different ways and find different avenues to succeed in life. तो मेरे साथ भी यही हुआ. Started my career with obviously finishing my high school, doing O levels. Came to St. Patrick's High School, very close to my heart. Completed my A levels from St. Patrick's, and then onward went on to NUST Karachi campus. Did my bachelor's in electrical engineering from Karachi campus, and then onward, obviously after that, I had the opportunity to do my MBA and do my business analytics masters from the US. So moved to the US in Minnesota, and then since last 7 years I'm based in the US, but every year I come to Pakistan because this is where my story began.
That's amazing to hear. अच्छा, हम शुरू से शुरू करते हैं. So you were part of building Pakistan's first Formula electric racing car, which is very incredible, right? Because it's one of a kind thing that you were able to do. So if you could start off and take us back to that time, how was that experience like? And then if you could also elaborate on what was the most toughest part of that journey that people still don't know about, if you could share that with us.
Absolutely. जब मैं नस्ट में गया तो I always had the passion to do something different for Pakistan, whether it was at a small scale or at a large scale, but it had to be different. मेरे अंदर शुरू से जुस्तजू यही थी कि मुझे कुछ अपने मुल्क के लिए ऐसा करना है जो पहले ना हुआ. NUST Karachi campus had this privilege that they were really advancing their technology in automotive sector, even though the campus did not have an official automotive engineering, but the students had that courage to think differently. तो मैं भी उन्हीं स्टूडेंट्स में से था एक. In my first semester, we decided, me and along with my other peers, we decided that we will make a Formula electric car. वो क्यों डिसाइड किया? वो इसलिए डिसाइड किया कि इससे पहले पाकिस्तान में वो हुआ नहीं था. तो जो जर्नी स्टार्ट हुई वो पहला स्टार्ट ही ऐसे था कि when we used to go to industry leaders, industrial linkages to find different sources for our car making, people always used to say कि पाकिस्तान के अंदर बिलखुसूस कराची के अंदर you do not have electricity running in the homes right now. How would you run cars on electric tech? अगर मैं बिल्कुल एवरेज माइंडसेट से सोचता, I would have stopped there and I would have just focused on my degree, and that's pretty much it. और मैं एक normal average graduate की तरह 4 साल बाद graduate हो जाता. But those lines, those statements ignited that passion in me कि मैंने अब तो ये काम करना ही है. And that is something that is still, that still makes my team the only team in this city, in this country, that does that project at that grand level. शुरुआत वैसे हुई. Every single day, यकीन करें आप, I used to go to different places. There was not a single place in Karachi, not a single corporation in Karachi जो मैंने visit ना की हो. From high rises of defense to the low rises of लियाकताबाद, मैं हर जगह जाता था, लोगों से मिलता था, networking करता था. And even if I did not get the finances, I used to make connections, valuable connections that would allow me to change their perspective, and then it can mutually benefit my team and my project. तो यही शुरुआत हुई. We got so many rejections. We got numerous people who did not believe in us. And again, nothing against them because we were presenting something out of the box. People did not have a background in that. People did not have any historical data on that. We did not receive any good outcome initially. साल बढ़ता गया थोड़ा सा. We used our own funds. मुझे याद है मेरी टीम के पहले फंड्स जो आए थे वो आए थे मेरे दादा जहाँ काम करते थे. It's a private owned company based in Sadr. They work on gasoline and petroleum. तो वहाँ से पैसे आए. और वो कितने पैसे आए? वो आए थे 35,000 रुपये पाकिस्तानी. एंड दिस इज 2015. एंड उस 35,000 रुपये को लेके वी वर सो पैशनेट दैट अब हमारी गाड़ी बनना स्टार्ट हो जाएगी. एंड दैट इज व्हाट हैपेंड. गाड़ी हमारी बनना उसी 35,000 रुपये से स्टार्ट हुई. एंड देन वी ऑल चिप्ड इन एंड ट्राई टू मेक द कार. Long road down the line. Obviously, when you have passion, when you have that vision and mission in your mind, things line up, people line up, and all I say is it's all about networking. It's all about meeting right people at the right time and conveying them the idea in the most sophisticated way. और वही मैंने किया. And down the line, I found within a year we found a big sponsor. A sponsor that changed the dynamics, of the entire project. और वो जब on board आए, they not only came on board, but they made us part of this campaign that went very famous in Pakistan. In 2016, it just broke all the records of any kind of media campaign that was ever done on educational, projects like that. Me and my team, we became, overnight sensation. Overnight sensation का word मैं इसलिए इस्तेमाल कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि we did become an overnight sensation on media, on prime media. But उसके पीछे जो मेहनत थी वो obviously लोगों को नजर नहीं आती. तो my whole purpose from that moment till now has always been not only to grow my own team in Karachi, but also to make sure that I tell my story. Not only to Pakistanis, but around the world, to people that we live in this part of the world and anything is possible. Tell them the story of how I achieved what I achieved in life and how did I link my achievements in Pakistan to America and how I'm benefiting out of these achievements in America right now. बात करने को उस पर बहुत कुछ है, but वक्त की नज़ाकत को समझते हुए I'll say that one thing that people do not know about this entire project from 2014 to 2026 is that इस गाड़ी के पीछे, गाड़ी तो हमारी पहली वो एक बनी थी, आज गाड़ी हमारी 6th iteration बन रही है EV की. And my team is also making Pakistan's first driverless Formula vehicle as well. I don't know how many years will it take, but we do have that mindset कि कुछ different करना था पहले, अब और कुछ और different करना है, so that the society does not get saturated. Thing that people don't know about the entire project is that मजे की चीज कोई ये बताऊं आपको, we had our first car unveiling, unofficial unveiling हुई यूनिवर्सिटी के अंदर, and we were very lucky that we were part of that event. तो एक convocation था in our campus, and we all were geared to present our car to the chief guest, to the chancellor of NUST, and we had all these diplomats, dignitaries coming to the campus. Again, nothing against anyone, but we had the special guest was President of Pakistan. 16 के अंदर ममनून हुसैन साहब होते थे मरहूम, may Allah bless his soul. Very very good personality. He was from Karachi and he came to our presentation where our car was displayed, and he cut the ribbon and he raised the curtain, and we were standing there and we were, me and my colleagues, we were gutted that yes, today this is the day when he will approve some funds for us, because that is the point that whatever you say to the president, he will say yes. We were standing there and we were waiting for him to ask us questions, and he did ask us questions. And then eventually, me and one of my other partners, we told the president the budget, how much we spend and how much we need more. So the president of Pakistan, he looked at the car along with other dignitaries, and he was like, "Chale." And then after "Chale," there was a gap of 3 seconds, and in those 3 seconds, we thought दैट अब सब कुछ मिल जाने वाला है यहाँ पे फ्रॉम अ फाइनेंशियल स्टैंड पॉइंट। उन्होंने उसके बाद बोला अल्लाह आपकी मदद करे। एज अ टीम वी टुक इट वेरी पॉजिटिवली टू आवर हार्ट्स। हमने कहा अब अल्लाह ही मदद करेगा, एंड देन इवेंचुअली अल्लाह ने मदद करी। So this is something that a lot of people don't know. But then not only, it's not that you did not get anything financially from those guests. It's just that we were still able to present our idea to the highest authority in Pakistan.
And that also must have probably boosted your morale.
100%.
Right?
100%. When you're meeting such dignitaries, when you're meeting the whole, the policymakers, even if you don't change the policy, at least you tell the society that this is something that we are doing, and this is something that you can probably down the line in next decade look at it. And then down the line, within a year, because of that whole attention, we were very lucky enough. Our team was one of the initiators in Pakistan's 2025 vision as well, जो कि obviously गुजर गया. But in that vision, Pakistan's EV policy came out for the first time, and this vision was passed in 2018. उस वक्त के जो प्लानिंग मिनिस्टर थे एहसन इकबाल साहब, इट वाज हिज एफर्ट एज वेल, बट इट वाज बिकॉज ऑफ दोज एफर्ट्स एंड दोज नेटवर्किंग मोमेंट्स that we took our stance and we took our efforts to the highest office in Pakistan as well.
That's really impressive, शारिक। वैसे अभी अभी आपने ओवरनाइट सेंसेशन की बात की। आप ओवरनाइट सेंसेशन एक दफ़ा और भी बने थे निदा यासर के शो पे। तो आप सो के उठें और अगले दिन आपको पता चले कि यू आर ऑल ओवर द इंटरनेट, हर पाकिस्तानी आपको जानता है। सो हाउ डिड इट मेक यू फील कि अच्छा है चलो पूरा पाकिस्तान मुझे जानता है, या वाज इट लाइक कि यार क्या यार मीम बना दिया, या हाउ डिड इट मेक यू फील?
पर ऑनेस्टली मैं आपको बताऊं, ये ऐसे ही हुआ था। मैं सो के ही उठा था। I was in Minneapolis, and one of my brother's friend, he called me on WhatsApp and he was like, यार तुमने social media देखा? And again, I am only on LinkedIn. I do not use that much of social media because I feel उस platform से I am able to serve Pakistanis and the community in a better way. मैंने कहा यार मैंने तो नहीं देखा अभी, तो मैं उठाऊं और मैंने सिर्फ टाइप किया निदा यासिर and that thing popped up. And I was thinking, I'm like, यार ये क्लिप आज कैसे वायरल हुआ है? Because that clip was 3 years older than it actually went viral.
3 साल
बाद वायरल हुआ। And I don't know how it got viral. 3 साल बाद। अगर वो उस वक्त हो जाता तो और बेहतर होता, लेकिन but then I realized पाकिस्तान के अंदर थोड़ा सा and again I think the society has evolved a lot. I think memes की वजह से a lot of people have benefited. Now it's up to the individual how do they benefit out of it. आप इसको positively लेते हैं या negatively लेते हैं. From my standpoint, I took it in a way that I will benefit the inventions and the innovations that we were doing already. तो उस चीज को मैं और थोड़ा सा जो ना एक limelight में ले आऊंगा. A lot of people told me that you should contact निदा यासिर, ये कैसे हो गया, वो कैसे हो गया. मैंने कहा it's something that I have never done. It's something that is not my niche that I would contact someone कि आपने मेरे बारे में ये कैसे बोल दिया, आपको ये नहीं पता था. मुझे पता था जब उन्होंने वाली बात करी शो के अंदर बैठ के. I knew what she was saying and I knew what I was responding, right? पाकिस्तान के अंदर थोड़ा सा ये होता है कि when you go to such events, lack of information sometimes oversees or supersedes their own show's structure. And it's not just about that certain show, it's about generically होता है ऐसी ही हमारी society के अंदर. It's not the failure of the host, I would say. It's the lack of information that the society provides to these structures. वो problem है असल में. क्योंकि मेरी निदा यासिर से उसके बाद मुलाकात नहीं हुई. And again, a lot of people I saw on the media जब वो meme viral हुई, they were like ये they were saying a lot of stuff कि ये इनका agenda है, वो इनका agenda है. My agenda was only to make sure that because of that thing I can benefit my society. और मैंने वही किया. And again, निदा यासिर's meme being viral benefited me personally. But at the same time, अगर आप सोचें, how would you take benefit out of it if you're going abroad? अमेरिका में जाके अगर मैं settled अमेरिका के अंदर हूँ, how would you benefit out of that? And I did benefit out of that in America as well. किस तरीके से? Obviously nobody knows that meme back in America. I showed them that meme. वो मैंने मीम को दिखाई, बट आई डिड टेल देम द स्टोरी बिहाइंड इट, कि मैं उस मीम तक पहुंचा कैसे. और then even after that, a lot of people, because when I showed them the translation and everything, they still ask me, do you still think that only one person can sit in a Formula car? तो मैं उनको आज भी रिस्पॉन्ड करता हूँ कि yes, only one person can sit in a Formula car. If you find a Formula car that has a 2-seater in it, please let us know. हम भी 2-seater बनाएंगे गाड़ी पर.
ठीक है. Thank you for elaborating on that, because we were also very curious on what you
कितने लोग बैठ
experienced.
सकते हैं उसमें?
Yes, वो था, लेकिन चले वो फिर हम वो कर लेंगे handle. अच्छा, so you mentioned America, right? You have been living there for 7 years and you went for your MBA, correct? And then you also joined Amazon, the organization, and then currently you're working at Target, right? So if you could kind of elaborate on that journey a little bit, and then I'll ask you follow-up questions.
Again, absolutely. जब मैं अमेरिका मूव हुआ, एंड अगेन मूविंग टू अमेरिका, एंड आई एम वेरी वेरी सेंसिटिव अबाउट व्हेन आई कम टू पाकिस्तान एंड टॉक अबाउट थिंग्स दैट आई हैव अचीव्ड, because I know there are certain things in the society that you can't achieve in Pakistan, and there are certain things that you can't achieve in the US as well, or in the West, in any country. So I personally feel that students at graduate level right now, or even at undergrad level, they do not need to align their careers while they are doing their degrees, because once you do that, you shut down the doors for growth. We don't want that to happen. What we want is that during those 4 years, you can at least dream. ख्वाब देखना जो है उस पर कोई पैसे नहीं है. मैंने कहीं भी, जब मैं नस में था, and even after I moved to US, I did not have anything that these students in Pakistan right now don't have. मेरे पास जो भी कुछ था वो आजकल के बच्चे के पास भी है. मेरे पास जो रिसोर्सेज थी, more or less, शायद किसी के पास कम हो, शायद किसी के पास ज्यादा हो, but whatever you have, आपने उसको यूज कैसे करना है, that is more important. Dreaming जहाँ तक बात आती है, make sure that when you're doing your degrees, undergrad level, graduate level, wherever you are, have that passion कि मैंने 4 साल बाद at least ये तो कर लेना है. When I went to America, when I used to travel on the roads and the streets, Amazon के trailers गुजरते थे वहाँ से, right? And I used to see that logo, and that logo always fascinated me. उसके पीछे भी पूरी एक स्टोरी है लोगों के पीछे, लेकिन it always fascinated me to, यार मुझे Amazon ज्वाइन करनी है, and that was the real motivation behind it. Not only that Amazon was the biggest company of that time and today as well, but to have that dream that this is my motive after 3 to 4 years, मैंने यहाँ तो जाना ही जाना है, if Allah allows me. और वही हुआ. I completed my MBA. While I was doing my MBA, I was working for Lowe's Companies Inc. Lowe's, a lot of people don't know, it's the second biggest home improvement retailer in the world.
Okay.
Home Depot. It's US based. They have certain facilities in our neighboring countries as well. They have certain IT operations in Islamabad as well. मैंने वहाँ ज्वाइन किया as an inventory analyst. I worked and I understood the American system. When you move to America, when you move to the West, that includes the UK region, the Schengen region, or anywhere in the world, you need to understand the society first. If you'll try to achieve the maximum on day one, you will fail. And this is what happened with me as well. I was trying to do whatever I did in Pakistan and achieve it right away in the US. वो ऐसा हो नहीं पाया. मैंने बिल्कुल बॉटम से स्टार्ट किया in the company, and I was doing their inventory analysis, and I understood the American psyche and American retail structure. America is based on 2 things, retail and credit. आप अगर वो 2 चीजें समझ जाएं, all that you do in your degrees will come along. So rather than focusing on whatever you studied in your 8th semester या 7th semester में मैंने ये पढ़ा था, यार ये अप्लाई नहीं हो रहा आज यहाँ पे आके, वो कहीं अप्लाई नहीं होगा. And this is a very unpopular opinion, but I openly talk about it because वो वाकई अप्लाई नहीं होगा. पाकिस्तान में भी नहीं होगा, पाकिस्तान से बाहर भी नहीं होगा. So I kept on working for Lowe's for 2 years, and then once I was done with my master's degree, I had the privilege to join Amazon, and that was a dream come true. Joined Amazon, kept on working for Amazon for around 4 years, and started as operations manager pathways. and then understood the system of Amazon. Went to Seattle for my training, and saw how the world's biggest company operates. How are they striving to be the earth's most successful employer? And not only for my individual self, not only I learned how they operate, but at the same time, I kept on learning so that I can tell my Pakistani diaspora in America, and when I come to Pakistan, tell the people that this is what that company does. And whatever I have seen right now, if we replicate 5% of it in our principles, not even in the system, just in our mindset and principles, we can succeed. And I kept on learning a lot from Amazon, started there, and eventually I became a program manager there. I was handling majority of optimization for AI, for business analytics for US, Mexico, Canadian region. Then later on, I had the privilege, I was the only Pakistani on Amazon's top executive launch team who was launching different sortation centers, fulfillment centers for Amazon, because Amazon.com, they run on sortation and fulfillment. When the supply chain gets disrupted, that is the point when you will see company trying to optimize and do something different. So it's all about supply chain. And I had the privilege of launching Amazon's biggest sortation center in the world. It was launched in my hometown in the US, in Minneapolis. वो launch किया मैंने. I had the privilege of working for AWS for around 1.5 years. Worked with a lot of different nationalities from our neighboring countries, from our friendly brotherly countries as well. Worked with a lot of people, learned a lot from every single one. और एक चीज़ मैं यहाँ पे बताऊँ कि as a Pakistani, I take pride in everything that I do in America. Everything that I do, I represent myself that I'm a Pakistani, and I will always do that. Even though आपकी dual citizenship हो जाए, कुछ भी हो जाए, but I will always be a Pakistani by heart. So what I did when I was with Amazon was when I talk to different people from different countries, I learn from everyone. तो मैं पाकिस्तानी स्टूडेंट्स को यहाँ ये बताना चाहूँगा, in different tech companies and startups as well, that do not limit your growth and your learning, because that is very important. You can have different relations with different countries in this world. This world is a global village. This is all about economy right now. Do not let any politics come in the way of growth. You can learn from different people from different parts of the world that you might not agree with politically on, but you can definitely learn from them. And same thing I saw in their learning curve as well, that they were learning from Pakistanis. While if they were sitting in their home country, they would have probably not even thought about that. They would have thought about something else, and likewise probably, right? So that is something that was the basic thing that I tried to do in those years, and that kept me, that allowed me not to be stagnant. In America, it's very easy to be stagnant. आप एक जगह पे आके रुक जाते हैं because you're earning a lot of money. You as an immigrant think that यार बस ये आज इतना काफी है, that's it. I'm good now. Do not do that. Learn from people, talk to people, learn from different sectors of the society, and take different actions on different things. Taking action is very important. You can learn from anyone that you want, but if you won't execute that into actions, that learning won't be counted. तो वो बहुत एक important चीज थी, and that was something that changed my thinking perspective from a global world point as well, and then also changed my perspectives about different stuff as well. With Amazon, I was privileged enough to launch different sites in the UK region as well, work with a lot of partners in the European sector as well. तो वो मुझे बहुत चीज़ों का फ़ायदा हुआ. And whatever I learned and gained during my years with that company, whenever I come to Pakistan, I tell my audience, और जिस तरीके से अभी we are telling our audience, that there is nothing that Pakistanis can't do. Yes, I understand that we have a lack of supply chain, we have a lack of resources, we have a lack of technological transfer, but we do not have lack of learning from principles that these companies follow. आप आज भी जाएं किसी भी कंपनी की साइट पे, if you open a Fortune 50 या Fortune 500 की वेबसाइट अगर आप खोलें, all that their branding and their relaying is the principles that they follow that made them and made those companies come into Fortune 50 or Fortune 500. So that is what I want Pakistani students, Pakistani tech, Pakistani startups to focus on. If you'll align the principles properly कि मैंने अपना दिन गुजारना किस तरह है, मैंने अपने दिन में क्या क्या चीजें करनी है, you will succeed eventually. Resources are something that can be easily navigated if you know how to navigate your day around.
So it starts from like the house or from your very personal.
100%. It starts from obviously your home. It starts from kindergarten and the primary school that we in our society, not only just in our country but generally in our region, we do not pay a lot of attention to.
Yeah.
I feel that, and even when I talk to a lot of graduates right now, we try to teach things to undergraduates that should have been taught 10 years ago, 15 years ago when they were in their primary school or when they were in their secondary school. I'll give you an example. And again, this is not against any certain academia right now. It's generally, मैंने पाकिस्तान में यही देखा है. And this is something that needs to change, and it does not require any finances, any effort. It only requires a vision. In a lot of universities in Pakistan around the country, you'll see even if you're doing BBA, if you're doing BE, even at certain master's level as well, regardless of the university, you'll see there is a course named ethical values, ethics. You cannot teach a student ethics when they're in their 8th semester. You just cannot teach it. If you want to teach something actually genuinely, you should not align that subject with credit hours. Why do we have ये subject या 2 credit hour का? This is for 4 credit hours. You need to teach ethics. You do not need to sell ethics. This is something that I feel our academia should work on, and this is something that eventually down the line has to improve. 8वें सेमेस्टर के अंदर आके you cannot tell a student to sit in a 1 hour class कि आज मैं तुम्हें बताऊंगा बात किस तरह करनी है, आज मैं तुम्हें बताऊंगा खाना किस तरह खाना है, आज मैं तुम्हें बताऊंगा कि जब तुम when you're done with your meal, how do you need to put your spoon and fork so that people that are serving you can take that plate away. You cannot teach that. You have to understand that this is something that comes from the home, and if not from the home, comes from the primary school leading towards the secondary school. If you are not teaching that, then it's when they come to the university, it just becomes a waste of time. आप उस 2 credit hour की ethics के subject को आप किसी और चीज में लगा सकते हैं. You can invest a lot of stuff. Hey graduates, when you graduate, how do you talk in your first interview? You can tell them that. Nobody tells our students these things. We always tell our students, ये subject तुमने किया है, आज मैंने engineering economics पढ़ा. But when you go to the interview, nobody even asks you anything about that. When you sit in any MNC's interview, in even the big companies that exist in Pakistan right now, Pakistani-owned companies, at least understand their system. जब वहाँ जा रहे हैं बच्चे graduate test देने अपना, all they're thinking right now is, and they're coming from every part of Pakistan. मैं कराची की बात कर लेता हूँ specifically. They come from every part of Pakistan, and all they have been told is कि अगर तुम्हारी GPA इतनी अच्छी होगी, तुम्हें इतना कुछ मिल जाएगा. But nobody told them that जब वो entry test में जाएंगे तो जो behavioral questions आएंगे उनको किस तरह आंसर करना है, and most of them fail because of that. So I would say कि your breeding ground is obviously your home, and then leading towards your schools and education. But we need to stop teaching ethics. We need to selling ethics. We need to tell people how to actually be an ethical person. Ethical values बहुत important है. And again, I talk a lot about these ethical values in my TED Talks as well. Even in America, I always say that Pakistan में रहना is more valuable than the West. The reason for that is West के अंदर जाके मुझ जैसे लोगों को वाकई ethical values सीखनी पड़ती हैं. क्यों? There is a reason for that. And I'll give you a U-turn here right now. U-turn वैसे बहुत famous है, लेकिन मैं खुद भी दे देता हूँ. U-turn यहाँ पे ये है कि West के अंदर everything is objectified. Everything, from women to men to your materials, everything is objectified. Pakistan के अंदर objectified चीजें हैं नहीं. If you teach the society the ethical values here, you can easily succeed. And I understand that there are a lot of constraints in our society, and I respect that as well. There are certain things that should never be taboo in our society, but they are taboo. They're because we don't talk about stuff.
हमें बताया
उस तरीके से। यस, सो ऑलवेज एज स्टूडेंट्स व्हेन इट कम्स टू लर्निंग एंड व्हेन इट कम्स टू क्वेश्चन कि यार मैंने ये पढ़ा था आज से 10 साल पहले, ये सही भी है या नहीं है। मैंने अमेरिका जाके चीजों को क्वेश्चन बहुत किया कि यार ये मैं जो कर रहा हूं और जो मुझे पाकिस्तान में बताया गया था वो सही है या नहीं है। दिस इज नथिंग अगेंस्ट द स्टेट ऑफ पाकिस्तान, दिस इज समथिंग दैट विल मेक आवर कंट्री एंड आवर यंग ग्रेजुएट्स इवन बेटर। तो मेरे ख्याल से ये एक ओपिनियन है, एंड अगेन दिस इज माय ओपिनियन, दिस कैन बी रॉन्ग और राइट, बट दिस इज समथिंग दैट आई हैव एग्जीक्यूटेड इन माय लाइफ एंड आई हैव yielded good fruit out of it.
You mentioned कि you always took pride in being a Pakistani. So जब आप अमेरिका गए and you were in Amazon and different organizations, तो did it have any negative impact? कोई discrimination या did they treat you differently या such कुछ?
Absolutely, and the good thing about these podcasts is that I'm very open. And I always say that the good part about the American society is that the American society allows you to question and to be open at a certain level. And obviously there are certain cons of that society as well that we can obviously talk about. And I'm one of the biggest critics of my second home country right now, and I'm one of the biggest critics, and I openly critique them on stuff that I know is not going right in the US right now. But when you join such organizations, when I joined Amazon, 2 years ago when I joined Target, these companies, these global giants, they have their own core values, and those values are based on how to make sure that racism does not exist, how to make sure that equality is there, how to make sure that equal opportunity is there. These words are very meaningful only if you give them the meaning. आज मैं यहाँ बैठ के आफ्टर सक्सेसफुल 7 years मैं ये नहीं कह सकता कि एवरीथिंग इज ऑल दैट ग्लिटर्स इज नॉट गोल्ड। अमेरिका के अंदर ऐसा नहीं है। यू हैव टू स्टिल फाइट योर वे आउट, एंड आई विल गिव यू अ वेरी लेम एन एग्जांपल. When you join these organizations, there is always this opinion that you would know less. जब वो opinion आता है वहां पे, तो you understand that I need to do double hard work to succeed. And when you do that, you need to make sure that you're doing it the right way. A little bit of a more push can lead you towards something different that will not help you professionally in your career. And if you're very light-hearted, it will not take you anywhere in your career, right? In America or in the West, you do not need to present yourself as one of them. You need to present yourself as who you are. Because the more you'll act, and this is something that Pakistani students also need to learn, when they go there, they act like an American. You do not need to be an American. Your roots will always be in Pakistan or wherever country you're coming from. You need to act like that, because that is something that society values you on. If you are trying to become one of them, you are again an average American that goes at the office at 8 a.m., comes back home at 5, spends all his money on the weekends. That's pretty much it. So जो values आपको पता है अपनी, वो वहां इस्तेमाल करें. Is racism a thing in the US or in the West? Absolutely. Absolutely. I wish I would have said here no, but in my time as well, in all these companies, I personally have had instances where obviously nobody has targeted me or pinpointed me, लेकिन लोग वहां पे आपको कभी कभार इस तरह ट्रीट करते हैं कि you know that corporate racism is coming into play right now. And for example, when you stop someone from growing, that is racism. And again, if it's purely based on a certain ethnicity of the society, it is counted as racism in my opinion. When you stop someone from innovating, that is also counted as racism. My only advice to Pakistanis surrounding that topic, racism, lack of diversity, is that when you go to these countries, you still have to work hard. आप पाकिस्तान में हो, अमेरिका में हो, आपने मेहनत करनी है. That there is no shortcut for that. मैं आज चाहूँ तो मैं यहाँ बता सकता हूँ कोई शॉर्टकट, लेकिन there is no shortcut for that. मेरा दिसरासर क्लिप जो वायरल हुआ था, उसके बाद people thought that it would give me overnight financial impact, ऐसा होता नहीं है. It's you need to understand the value of money as well, and you need to understand how these societies operate. So my advice to Pakistanis is that whenever you go to those countries, make sure that you understand the psyche of the people living in that country. Make sure you understand the political system of that country. A lot of Pakistani students, और आपने भी सुना होगा ये, यहाँ पर भी बल्कि बड़ा कॉमन है पाकिस्तान के अंदर, यार हमारा सियासत से कोई लेना देना नहीं है. अगर नहीं है आपका सियासत से लेना देना, तो that means you're not serving the society. Politics is not just about voting for a certain party. Politics is not just about standing with a certain party if they're in need. Politics is not about, standing with the system. Politics is everywhere. आज मैं और आप यहाँ बैठ के बात कर रहे हैं. This is also based on politics. आप किसी और को भी बुला सकते थे. आपने मुझे बुलाया क्योंकि मेरा बैकग्राउंड ऐसा था. तो because I created that background and you created this system for the progressive talk, वही चीज काउंट करती है. So people need to, students need to understand that you need to become valuable and effective part of that society so that you can keep on succeeding. People will, they'll tell you a lot of stories in the US जहाँ पे उनको रोका गया होगा, जहाँ पे उनको वो फेम नहीं दी गई होगी या वो वैल्यू नहीं दी गई होगी जो वो डिजर्व करते हैं. That happens. That can happen anywhere in Pakistan as well. What you need to do is you need to keep on working and make sure that you do not use racism or lack of diversity as a scapegoat. When we use something as a scapegoat, we are shutting all our doors down and that we are telling ourselves that यार ये मैं कामयाब इसी वजह से नहीं हो सकता बस. When you do that, it's very hard to succeed. So when certain incident happens with you, when you feel that यार मुझे आज इतनी importance नहीं दी गई, मैं इतना काम करता हूँ इस कंपनी के लिए, मुझे वो नहीं मिलता जो मुझे मिल रहा है, there are two options. You can side your way out of that company and look for a better opportunity, or you can stick with the system, change the system and fight it out in a way that will tell the West that okay, he's here to stay. So do not use anything as a scapegoat. Make sure that if something happens to you, just take the opportunity to respond with your work, not with your words.
Okay, so now we're going to be, even though you've covered the student segment by yourself, but we have a separate questionnaire that we want to shift to. So what would you say is one common mistake that students make in their CV or when they're building their profile during their university, most probably closer to when they're about to graduate? So very practical advice if you can give.
Absolutely. I have had the privilege of taking a lot of interviews in Amazon, even at Target right now. And I've met a lot of Pakistanis, a lot of people from our neighboring countries as well who give interview. The thing that I see in Pakistanis right now, when I check their resumes, is something that is very basic, that should never even happen. And Pakistanis are very good about it. And that is something that amazes me. कि ये किस तरह से यार ये क्यों नहीं आ पा रही चीज CV के अंदर. And that is when you're applying for a certain role in any company, even in Pakistan, you need to make sure that you give that company the problem solving, quantify it and give it to the company that if you hire me, this is what I'll bring to the table. You do not need to use the words I'll solve the entire problems of this company. No, you do not need to tell them that आपकी company इतने loss में है इस जगह पे, मैं इसको आके profitable कर दूंगा. Corporates do not work like that.
Yeah.
Pakistanis need to put numbers in their resumes. And whenever I go through resumes, I'm seeing a lot of words, less numbers. I'm not saying a lot of words are not, important, but at the same time, you need to make sure that you are giving that employee, interviewer, those numbers that he's looking for. This world, we need to understand it's all about numbers. I can give you, another a very common headline that नहीं यार number से कुछ नहीं होता. आज है ना, मतलब आपकी social values important होती हैं. Everything is important, but eventually the bottom line is every company or every business, I should say, needs to make numbers. So we need to make sure that what they need, we put that on the resume. आप अगर numbers नहीं डालेंगे इसके ऊपर, and numbers, how would you do it? You take out one thing of that company that you know that company is struggling on, and those are available through public records. आज कोई अगर पाकिस्तान की बड़ी मल्टीनेशनल है, MNC है, या पाकिस्तान की कोई बहुत बड़ी कंपनी है, all their records are publicly available. You take one thing out of that and you pitch that in your interview and in your resume as well, that this is what I'm going to improve and by how much. You should never write that I'm going to improve the performance of a certain department of a company by 50% or by 60% or even by 30%. No, you should be granular about that, and you should make sure that your numbers make sense. That company, if that company is making a loss of 7%, for example, in any category, you cannot come in a company as a graduate trainee and make an impact of 8% and send that company into 1% profit. ऐसा हो नहीं सकता. So you need to understand that what are your limits and how would you do that. Always use smaller numbers in your resumes and then pitch those numbers. And then once you mention those numbers in your resume, 95% of the times interviewers would ask you how would you actually achieve that number. And that is the time when you'll tell them the projects that you have done in your undergrad or master's level, or the things that you feel that you have already done at your university level that you know will give a good benefit to that company, and that is how you will achieve that number. And a lot of people ask me this thing that जो हम numbers लिख रहे हैं अपनी resume के अंदर, अगर वो number historically या factually incorrect हो, in other words अगर वो number made up हो, तो क्या होता है? The thing is, the reason why I'm saying that there are a lot of numbers available from public records, उसी वजह से मैं कह रहा हूँ वो चीज़ available है and it's already factually there. आपने उन चीज़ों में से records के अंदर से कुछ चीज़ें निकाली that you can use. Now there are certain things that you can do where you feel कि आपकी calculation से ये number आ सकता है. You can write that as well. In an interview, nobody would question you in Pakistan, outside Pakistan, that this number is wrong. Those numbers are based on your intellectuality. And the improvement that you're going to bring in is also based on your intellectuality and your calculations. Your calculations can be wrong, but your calculations can be right as well. Yeah. So in any company in this world that knows the true value of education and hiring good talent, hiring effective talent, I would say, they would never question you कि ये तुमने number कहाँ से उठाए, because that is not the purpose of the interview. The purpose of the interview is whatever you have written, you have to defend that. So once you are done writing those things in your resume, you will be in a much more better spot defending whatever you have written and then presenting that in the interview. If you write something in your resume that you can't defend, आपकी resume भी, that will go wasted and your interview will also go wasted. So that is something that I know for a fact Pakistanis right now, they're lacking, but I don't know why they're lacking, because I know our students are really good at that. Our students are very good at mathematics. They are one of the world's top, leading, scorers when it comes to O levels, A levels, and different categories in the field of mathematics. So they just need to align themselves in a much better way with the vision of the company and just move forward.
अच्छा, वैसे there are आजकल a lot of reels on Instagram जिसमें कहा जा रहा होता है कि you can lie on your resume. आप झूठ बोल सकते हैं. So can we lie in our resume?
If you have the guts to defend what you're lying on your resume, then you can lie on your resume. But let me tell you this. In Pakistan, outside Pakistan, when a panel of interviewers are sitting, उसमें से 3 लोग 4 लोग जितने भी लोग बैठे हुए हैं, and again a lot of people would argue about this that पाकिस्तान के अंदर इंटरव्यू वाले जो बैठते हैं in any company, they do not know anything. ऐसा है नहीं. Maybe again I'm being very skeptical about it. शायद उनमें से एक रेफरेंस के थ्रू आए हो या उनमें से 2 रेफरेंस के थ्रू आ गए हो, but they are sitting there right now and you need the job. If you need the job, you need to defend it anyways. आपको इससे मैटर नहीं करना चाहिए कि वो सामने कौन बैठा है, वो किस तरह आया है, उसको कुछ नहीं आता. अभी तो आपको सब कुछ आना चाहिए इस वक्त तो, right? You are sitting in front of them, you have to answer. In America, usually when you go to tech interviews, management interviews, executive interviews, you go to you usually have like 3 to 4 interviews, either on Zoom or in person. A lot of people there, even they do not know a lot of stuff, they do not know everything, लेकिन once you're sitting there, whatever you have written you should know that. So अगर आप अपनी resume के अंदर कोई ऐसी चीज लिख रहे हैं जो कि factually incorrect है, या आपको पता है कि यार ये तो मैंने किया ही नहीं है, it's okay to write it, but I can tell you from my experience, within couple of minutes people doing an interview will catch it easily within couple of minutes. And with the systems that companies have in place now for resume checking, and then even for interview, when we're taking interviews, we are also doing a lot of research while the interview is being done. So if you are saying something that the co-pilot has already said, if you're saying something that ChatGPT has already said, it's very easy to catch. A lot of people bank on that, यार नहीं कुछ भी नहीं होता, शायद कुछ ऐसी चीजें हों जो कि nobody would know, and if you defend it and you can succeed. Yes, you can, kudos to you. But chances more often than not are that when you do that, when you factually lie on your resume, you might be on a trend of failing in an interview. So my eventual outcome or statement in this scenario would be that do not lie on your resume.
Okay, so how do you prepare for an interview? Okay, I have आपका podcast में सुन रहा था और उसमें you had about 5 interviews for Amazon, and 5 interviews are a lot. So how do you prepare for an interview?
In America, and even generally universally, interviews are something that are there to tell the interviewer that how capable am I and how socially applicable am I to your company. And that is something which is very important. A lot of times in our society, a lot of people don't focus on that part. So what I would say is, when you're preparing for an interview, know the company that you're applying for. If you're applying for a certain fertilizer company in Pakistan, for example, you should know what that company does, just other than making that single item. You should know what are the numbers of that company. You should know what was the fiscal year end goal of that company. You should know what is, if that company is publicly traded, you should know what is the EPS of that company, how much is the stock trading at. You should know what is the corporate saying about that company, Pakistani corporate or American corporate, jahan bhi applicable hai. So these are the things that you should know about a company. And when you use these examples in those interviews, it always takes you a long way. Because when you're sitting in any company's interview, all that the interviewers need to hear is how well you will, merge within the company. And if you are not talking about the company, the interview that you're giving for, that just makes your interview little bit, sad, I would say, in a way that you're not talking about the employer that you wish to be employed for. When I gave interviews for Amazon, I focused on behavioral sciences. I focused on how behaviors of the society works, and that is something that Amazon is very big on. When they call you for an interview, they have already approved your resume. They have already approved that they want to hire you based on your academia and talent. All they want to know now is how well you can speak and how well you can carry yourself when you talk to 100 different people. You need to understand the behavioral sciences of that region where you are applying. You need to understand the social values of that region. You need to also understand what are the red lines of that region. In America, and this is something that Pakistanis and the people from the subcontinent, they do not focus on this, but American region की भी कुछ red lines हैं.
जैसे कि
For example, you cannot publicly go out and criticize, America's defense. You just cannot do that. If you do that, nowadays you might have seen some repercussions of that. So us Pakistanis also need to understand, when we go there for education, our core purpose should be education and learning the society. क्योंकि आपने उस कंपनी में अप्लाई करना है जहाँ भी जाके, you're there for a purpose. You should not indulge yourself in things that you do not need to do at that point. Again, going back to my previous point, you should be indulging yourself in understanding the society that you're living in, but you should also understand कि कहाँ तक मुझे रुकना है. Because when you don't do that, you're just putting yourself in danger of, you know, compromising your career. You might not, nobody might say anything, but because of the social media right now, you will be compromising your professional career as well. So when you're going there, focus on, when you go there for your master's degree, focus on in those 2 years what you will say in an interview after 2 years. And those 2 years, when you're walking the streets of Manhattan, when you're walking down the streets of San Diego, when you're walking the downtown of Minneapolis, that will tell you कि American corporate कैसे act करता है, that will tell you American middle class किस तरह अपनी life गुजारती है, that will tell you America के अंदर problems क्या हैं. You will be better equipped when you sit 2 years after in an interview and talk about stuff. And it is very important, in my opinion, when you give an interview in any company, in Pakistan or outside Pakistan, you have to balance it. If I come back to Pakistan today and apply for, you know, any company, I will not only talk about my last 7-8 years. I will also talk about what I did in Pakistan as well. So when you go to America or when you go to, you know, the West to get a job, regardless of what visa you are on or what status you are at, you should make sure that you balance it. You tell them what you learned in America, you tell them what you learned back home in Pakistan as well. And that will make your interview into a more valuable outcome for the companies to consider you as well.
Okay, so now we will be moving on to our next segment, which is our hot take segment. So I'll just be kind of saying one line and you'll have like 5 to 6 seconds to respond. It's like a rapid fire. Okay? Okay. So what is one thing that students are wasting too much time on nowadays?
Money.
Chasing after money. Chasing after money. Okay. What is one thing people think guarantees success, but it actually doesn't matter?
Your degrees. Very unpopular opinion, but still, I would stick on that.
Hot takes.
What do you think is the most underrated skill, especially in Pakistan, that people need to realize?
Soft skills.
Soft skills. So like talking to people.
Talking to people and letting people grow, regardless of their nationalities. Very important in code words.
Okay. What is one thing that people think recruiters care about, but they actually don't?
Feedback. Pakistan, you do not get feedback. I'll tell you, sorry to interrupt you. I'll tell you one instance. I will not give any name, but it's a big textile brand of Pakistan right now. They're operating big stores in the US right now. In places
I think I know. Yeah,
where
okay.
US outlets are not opening their stores, they are opening their stores, and they have changed their outlook in last 5 years. I appreciate that company. They have just absolutely changed their outlook from being a textile company. They are trying to be a textile company now, which is unheard of in Pakistan. So I would give that to them. I applied in that company just for the sake of applying. मुझे देखना था मुझे पाकिस्तान में किस तरीके का रिस्पॉन्ड आता है. This is like 3 years ago, and I applied, and the only response that I got from that company was after 3.5 weeks, which is again not a bad response time in our society, was आप तो पाकिस्तान में नहीं है. My resume never mentioned कि मैं कहाँ हूँ. My resume mentioned my merit, my talent, whatever I've done. You could argue about that, but you should not be saying कि आप तो यहाँ हैं ही नहीं. You're promising me equal opportunity. So it should not matter. जो मैंने पहले कहा, it should not matter कहाँ जा रहे, कहाँ हैं आप, कहाँ से आ रहे हैं. What should matter is on that piece of paper, whatever he's saying, we will question him on that. So I think our companies are global companies, and I know they're getting better, and our companies who are operating in Pakistan since last 75-80 years, they need to learn how to give feedback.
Like proper
feedback.
ठीक है. Okay, so what is one thing about corporate life that people romanticize too much, but it's really not that glamorous?
Lifestyle. People think that corporate lifestyle is the best. I think Pakistan के अंदर भी यही थोड़ी सी mentality है. In America, people think joining corporate lifestyle is the end game.
Yeah.
It's not. In America, I would tell you a fact, it's even more harder. Pakistan के अंदर you do get a lot of benefits when you go to that executive C class level. you get a lot of benefits. In America, and I'll give you a very silly example, but I'll still state it because I know this is a fact. In America, yes, you have certain security protocols when you reach towards the CEO level. Yes, I understand that part, but you can still meet the CEO of the company. I've had the privilege of attending a couple of conferences with Jeff Bezos.
Okay.
Again, nothing against my home country, Pakistan here, but अगर मैं पाकिस्तान में इस वक्त होता and I would have gone to a conference where certain dignitaries या certain CEOs of the companies would have been there, graduate students को उनके आसपास भटकते भी नहीं दे देते.
Yeah.
This is something that is sad. And again, this is nothing against the country. This is something that we need to improve. So lifestyle is something that is easily disguised and easily sold to our students who are very impressionable at that age.
But I think that has kind of changed now, because as I think we're all we both are Gen Zs, right? So we look at corporate, or mostly as something ke corporate slavery ke usme, so we understand like the repercussion and the not so glamorous side of it, that is just profiting off of your current.
Absolutely.
So I think it is changing, but let's see कि वो किस extent तक हम उस चीज को लेकर चलते हैं, या फिर हम we like switch to entrepreneurship or who knows.
And I think that is the way to go.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, one last question in this segment. What is one harsh truth about universities that no one tells you?
Universities do not prepare students for future life.
Then what do they?
And I'll give you an example. You might have heard about this. In every single conference you might have attended, you would have heard about this from students, from guests, from chief guests, everyone. Academia industry linkage. We talk about that. I've been hearing this since last 15 years. जब से मैंने NUST ज्वाइन करी थी, उसके बाद से मैं सुनता हुआ आ रहा हूँ. Academia industry linkage. I also became part of that. मैं भी ये word इस्तेमाल करना शुरू कर दिया फिर. Academia industry linkage. And when we talk about these two words, मैं कैमरे के अंदर दिखा भी देता हूँ. We talk about like this. Academia industry. In my opinion, ये जो बीच की space है, we are treating this as a quantum space here. This space has to be null and void. Academia इस वक्त हमारा यहाँ खड़ा है, industry हमारी इस वक्त यहाँ खड़ी है. बीच के अंदर हमारे students हैं that nobody is caring about. So this academia and industry needs to come closer. Rather than just going to conferences and talking about academia industry linkages, we need to come actually closer and actually allow that space to students. वो चीज़ I don't think so we brand it properly, and we do not even sell it properly. We know it. That I can tell you. I've met a lot of individuals, a lot of talented individuals. We know what to do, but we are choosing not to, because that system will create, a talent class in your country that can, innovate and do different ventures. We do not want to come out of the traditional mindset. That is a problem.
This was actually one of the most interesting segments we have had अभी तक के सारे podcast पे. So Sharik, last question. One piece of advice that you would give to 20-year-old Sharik.
10-year-old
20-year-old Sharik.
आप दोनों 10-year-old और 20-year-old दोनों कर रहे हैं.
20-year को भी देना है.
20-year-old Sharik, ठीक है. One advice that I would give him would be handle. I would say do not, and again, this is an advice that I probably am giving myself as well, and at the same time, every 20-year-old outside on the streets right now. Learn how to handle pressure. This world will, pressurize you. Corporates will pressurize you. Pakistan mein, America mein, China mein, you name it. You name the country. I've traveled world a lot. I've seen a lot of things. I've seen different systems of society. I've lived in China for, a good amount of time as well, 10 years ago. So I've seen different systems operating. Pressure is something that only a few can handle. But if you want to succeed in your life, you have to be among those few. And that is my advice to especially Pakistanis, that if you learn how to handle pressure, and you people are really, really good at handling pressure. in comparison to people in the United States. And I'm openly saying this, and there is this, and if someone from my company sees this, they will also agree with this.
They will see our progressive path.
Absolutely,
So that's
they
a
will.
win for us.
They will agree with this that Americans do not know how to handle pressure. They crumble under pressure.
पाकिस्तानी अपनी ज़िंदगी में इतने मसले देख चुके होते हैं
Yeah.
कि उन्हें
उन्हें आदत हो चुकी है, तो वो जो आदत हो चुकी है उसको आपने मटीरियलाइज करके सही से एग्जीक्यूट कर देना है आप, बिकॉज यू ऑलरेडी गॉन थ्रू दैट. आपके हमारे यहाँ जो है इट्स मतलब मुझे अपने घर से यहाँ पे आने के लिए मुझे ट्रैफिक मार्जिन रखना पड़ा. मुझे ये मार्जिन रखना पड़ा कि अगर जो है गाड़ी का टायर पंक्चर हो गया तो क्या करना है. अमेरिका के अंदर ये प्रॉब्लम्स है नहीं, लेकिन इन चीज़ों को जो नेगेटिविटीज है हमारी सोसाइटी के अंदर उनको पॉजिटिविटी में कन्वर्ट करने के लिए यूज करें आप, और आप जो है व्हाट यू कैन अचीव एनीथिंग दैट यू वांट if you handle pressure really well. And I can tell you, I can bet you on this, Pakistanis know how to handle pressure in a much more sophisticated way. And I can also say this on this podcast, Pakistanis know how to handle pressure better than our eastern neighbors. And I'm saying this with full responsibility.
proud to be a Pakistani.
Okay, so last question. आपकी फॉर्मूला में एक लोग कितने लोग आ सकते हैं?
अभी तक जो मेरे जो स्टूडेंट्स गाड़ी बना रहे हैं, जो अभी हमारी लॉट है उसके अंदर तो मैंने एक ही देखा है. इवन yesterday I was at the university meeting my current team, and they still verified me that they have no plans to make it a two-seater.
टेस्ट कर लिया आपने फॉर्मूला?
फॉर्मूला मैंने टेस्ट कर लिया था. फॉर्मूला 10 साल पहले भी टेस्ट हुआ था, और ये फॉर्मूला NIC में टेस्ट नहीं हुआ, ये फॉर्मूला कैटलिस्ट लैब्स में टेस्ट नहीं हुआ, ये फॉर्मूला किसी भी स्कूल की केमिस्ट्री लैब में टेस्ट नहीं हुआ.
Thank you for that clarification.
So I guess that's it for today. Thank you so much, Sharik, for taking our time. It was really
Yes.
pleasure having you, and keep watching the Progressive Talk. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.